Hello, welcome to another Friday artwork video. So we're moving on to Morningtide now and just going through single instances of cards that I pulled from boosters. And yeah, let's see what we have here. So let's just get focused in on this. I will do as I've always done, which is move them across the camera as I'm bringing them in. So for those of you that aren't super familiar with the set, can sort of see or get a little bit of a grasp of the rules text, but predominantly this is all about the art. So let's start off with this one. I've noticed at least sort of one missing card in the binder, so I don't think there's too many I pulled out of here. Mainly it's probably got raided for, I don't know, elementals, I suspect, or something similar. It's actually a small set as well, I think. I think it is slightly smaller than Lorwyn. So as a consequence, several of these cards I've got like multiple copies of. So as the other copy probably went into the deck. Lots of off-stage noises here as I shuffle around with the binder. I'm trying to remember that was, yeah, what set that was reprinted in. Our first rare. So yeah, tree folk were a thing in here, but this is interesting because as you can see here, this is a 210 rare, and everything else on there is just flavor text. So this is actually a vanilla creature rare, but it's 2 and 2 white for a 210. So, oh yeah, that's right. Kinship. What I will do with this, I think I've been doing with previous episodes, is I will include links to other videos where I covered this set, particularly things like set musings, but other things as well, because it's really useful if you do want to sort of fully orientate yourself around the keywords and abilities properly. Okay, we'll probably see a few quite strange elementals here. And I have done a previous video where I think I've been through this a little bit, but I didn't do quite so many cards in that video. It was a bit more of a edited highlights. So that's why I'm repeating this one. That was probably a good year or so ago now, I suspect. Probably even longer. Oh, rather appropriate things we were talking about, or in passing talking about Revelark decks in Monday's deck musings video. So there's Revelark. It's got Evoke on here. So I'm sure you remember these Evoke spells of the time. Yeah, certainly plenty of elementals in this period of magic. I do have a elementals EDH deck, although it's not based on based on someone else's deck list. I have to get around to actually create my own sort of 5-colour good stuff elemental deck, I think, at some point. I keep thinking, you know, about doing, and I've got to be so careful to make a rod for my back, not to make a rod for my back, but I do give serious thought to doing sort of real-time in paper commander builds. It's a bit tricky to pull off because, you know, the amount of different, you know, pulling down binders and various other things, it can get a bit long and drawn out, so I'd have to probably sort of limit myself and sort of pre-build some sort of EDH toolbox. I mean, I sort of have one already from as a side effect of doing that EDH series, where I was looking at the sort of viability of different products in terms of, like, you know, what you get in terms of bangs of the buck for your inclusion in commander decks. And as a consequence of that, I put a little box, or a large box together, which is one of those sort of card boxes that for the sort of seasonal gift box thing they were doing. So I have one of those with all the sort of cards really that I pulled from that series, plus a few cards from things like deck builders toolkits and stuff like that. So maybe one day when I mix up the filming schedule a bit, change it up a bit, and I'm looking for something to do in paper. That may well be a thing. Okay, another rare here with Prowl. But in the meantime, it's just nice to flick through. Maybe, I suppose what I could do, which is a bit of a halfway house, is just do a chat about the box and just flick through some of the stuff in there and refresh some of people's memories of you know, the original series where I was opening different magic products and looking at their sort of commander suitability. Because I do remember there being a particular, I think it was a core set, where there was a high percentage of commander playables in it, actually, and a lot of that went in there. Right, another evoke card while I'm waffling away here. Right. Okay, here we go. Notorious Throng. Another rare in blue. And also nice to see as we've moved away from those future or time-shifted sets. Much more, we're seeing much more foils now again, so, or many more foils, should I say. And here's the first, and I do have both. So it said Clash on it. Yeah, research the deep in foil. Bit tricky to see. I'm trying to. These are always difficult because it's the hardest to balance between what I see on camera, what I see on the cheese board, and obviously what I see on camera is what you should see. But anybody that's ever done filming through like a camcorder will probably know. Obviously, that's also affected by the the angle that you have, the little screen that you can sort of review what's coming in through the lens on as well. That often quite affects how it looks, depending on what your light's like. So there we go. Okay, Sage of Fables. Trying to think why I know that card. I'm sure I've got an interesting wizard deck somewhere, that again was built from an online deck list. That's right, yeah, of course, in this set they factored in both merfolk and wizard spells in blue. Okay, so unfortunately I do have a full here, but I don't have both of the non-full version, so you'll have to imagine what the non-full version might be like. Oops. Stream of consciousness. Yeah, more wizard stuff. Okay. Makes me want to build a wizard deck. Some more prowl. That's cool. Peeking in through the window there. So I think coming up we've got the first slightly disturbing elemental. And now, as you can see, in black. So, yeah, fairies. Yeah, this card. So, goblins and rogue spells. So was it blue, black fairies and black, red goblins, I think, around this time? Oh yeah, we have a legendary creature here. You've already guessed already what this is. This is rare. Marilyn of the Morn Song. And we also had some changelings, shapeshifters kicking around in the sets. There's the Moon Glove, changeling. So yeah, that prowl thing, you can see it's tied to there to being a rogue. Or play, is it with a rogue, yeah. Okay, dealt damage with a rogue. Not just being a rogue, but doing damage with a rogue. Or in this case, it's actually doing damage with a fish, maybe, I don't know. You've been whacked on your noggin with a fish. Best place to have it, I suppose. I was trying to remember the Derek and Clive quote. What was it? I left with a flea in my ear. Best place to have it. Yes, I worked in a lab in the 80s where two of the members of the lab were big Derek and Clive fans, and I had that thing you sometimes get where I had no clue about Derek. I mean, I'd heard of them, but I'd not listened to it, and they'd come in doing the Derek and Clive voices, and you always felt like excluded, not part of the joke because you didn't know any of the lines. So you then think, well, maybe I need to go away and buy this and listen to it. And it's funny how over the years, people latch on to TV shows and various other things and radio shows, and particularly when you work somewhere and people start sort of quoting stuff from them. I know that was the case with things like Blackadder and the Young Ones as well. Another series in the UK though, there's lots of catchphrases with things like Vic Reeves' Big Night Out and stuff like The Fast Show as well. Cowards Can't Block, according to this. Oh yeah, that was an interesting thing they did on this card. So yeah, they changed the sort of type of a card, and I think we were chatting a little bit about, or I was chatting a little bit, should I say, about type changes in one of the episodes that's also gone out this week. Countryside Crusher, another rare. So we're into red now. Okay, what did I just do there? I've annoyingly lost my place. Not to worry. Don't think I showed this yet. It's an elemental spell. It's funny, sometimes when I switch sheets, stuff sort of gets moved around a bit. Okay. Right. It's funny, whenever I look at these sets, it makes me want to do so many different things, and the problem is I've got sort of a limited amount of time on when I shoot these videos on the Monday because of other commitments during the week, where I can only shoot so many videos on the computer versus what I shoot on camera. I generally find that the on-camera ones are shorter to make just because of the nature of them. But when I do these, it makes me think of doing certain on-computer videos which take a lot longer. So they have to think about, oh, maybe I'll replace, when something runs its course, I'll put that in. And I keep thinking about, I wouldn't mind doing another one of those, another series of like deck building episodes where I'm, opening, say, 6 virtual packs of a certain set and then trying to build a deck from those virtual packs. As though you were doing, say, a pre-release. And when I look through this set, I keep thinking, yeah, this would be cool. And of course, that's something, you wouldn't have got an experience you wouldn't get at a pre-release with a small set, where you're just using all of the cards from the small set and none from the large. And that only really became a thing in any quantity, I think, or the ability to do it formally was when they started offering it on Magic the Gathering Online, where you could draft just a small set on its own. But I'm never sure when that kicked in. So anyway, on to another rare. It's funny, for a moment when I saw that I thought it said Stomping Slobs, and I was reminded of also Harry Enfield's TV shows, and it's Stomping Slabs, as you can see. Okay. Oops, up in there. Really have wedged these in good. So it's a Warspike Changeling. Then there's a rare Great Bow Doyen, that is. Oh, I think I know what I did there. Strange. Yeah, these look a little bit out of whack. I think I know what happened with that one. Just jumped around a bit with the alphabet. So put that to one side. Ooh. Yeah, it's a good set. Or this block generally is a great set if you're looking for certain cards to go into certain, tribal decks. Maybe you're playing elves or stuff like that, or elf warriors or something like that. So that's a Chameleon Colossus. Yeah. Earthborn, which has Reinforce. I was trying to remember as well when I saw that rare vanilla creature. I'm not sure which set. There was at least one set where there was some vanilla creatures at rare, and I don't know if this was the set or not. Like a cycle. There's Fertilid. Another elemental. And then yet another changeling. Yeah, I've now found the slot where the Great Bow Doyen should have been. We don't need to show that again. So put that back in its rightful place. Interesting. See what this looks like on camera. Yeah, so you can see there's a number of cards in this set that were really concerning themselves with creature types in various capacities. And that really does leap out. And particularly when a lot of the cards where that's the case, you probably noticed they were at common. So if you're opening boosters and you're not opening many even, you'll probably start to see that. another sort of vines type aura. Reigns of the Vine Steed. And I'm sure I've featured this one in a separate or a previous artwork video. So that's all our green stuff. So now just the other stuff, if you like. So some interesting artifacts in here. In this case, equipment, cloak and dagger. And then this, and I think, I don't know where it is, but I think I have a foil version of this somewhere, which is Diviner's Wand. I think that is what lurking. This one is the one that cares about wizards, so it's probably lurking in that Wizards EDH deck that I have featured on camera before. I'm sure I did a flip through at some point, but I'll check. And then this, I don't know if people remember this. This is a nice non-basic land, specifically for elementals. Primal Beyond. Now in terms of other random stuff that cropped up, care of the promotional slot, if you like, some stuff to look at. So just remove that. So two things that tend to crop up in the promotional slot. Well, one is just promotional things, but the other are often these rules tips, which have some sort of promotion on the other side. There you go. So these ones, so I've got the Prowl one. So yeah, it just explains the Prowl. We've got this one. Maybe I'll take this out a little bit because we've got some tokens to look at in a moment. There we go. Yep, so rules tips for creature types and then rules tips for kinship, but nothing more elaborate on the other side than, a few things promoting either Friday Night Magic or the fact that Shadowmoor was going to drop as the next set. And then also, in booster packs, alongside, in that slot, in that promo slot, you're going to sometimes get some tokens. Now with those, of course, there's always some form of promotion a lot of the time on the other side. But you can see a few interesting ones here because the set as a whole was generating some interesting tokens. As you can see, nothing much on the other side. Yeah, obviously with tokens, I know with Commander decks you get tokens on both sides, but it's interesting for whatever reason they decided not to print the Magic the Gathering backings on them. I don't even know if there are any tokens where that's the case actually. Okay, so there we have it. So that's a really nice token actually, and you see the little creatures over here. that little bridge as well, pretty cool. Okay, thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future episode.